Welcome back to the Spirit Guide Daily. These are daily messages for our collective. When we're in a collective, we all share energy. Hey, the Dragon's Tarot is going to bring us 3 predictive cards. The Messenger Oracle is going to bring us a card, and we're going to get one from the Infinity Oracle as well. Let's get going here. What's the general energy for the collective today? What does the collective need to know today? Hey guys, don't forget to subscribe. Helps my channel. If you want to book me for a private reading, there is a link to my website in the description box down below. That is the only way to book me. And please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you like the reading, because it helps my channel. Here we go. What have we got for today? Wow, that guy wanted to stay behind. Okay. All right, I have the Page of Cups in reverse, which for me often says an apology or a surprise. I am a self-taught reader, so all of the meanings were developed over the course of readings, and so they can differ a little bit from other readers. But for me, it's a surprise or an apology, usually. Every now and then it's an emotional disappointment, but I have different cards for that. That comes out with the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, which is a card of focusing on self, your individual power. Like there's a surprise within a working environment is what that is saying. With the Queen of Wands in the upright. The Queen of Wands can be fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, but I really don't read by astrological signs in the tarot very often. I go far more by personality traits and somebody's energy. And the Queen of Wands is somebody who's a very compelling figure, somebody who is kind of charismatic. People look up to that person. It's not gender specific. Gender is meaningless in tarot. Every time I say that, somebody freaks out in my comment section and tells me not to say that, and that just makes me say it more, so go ahead. The Queen of Wands in the upright, again, this very charismatic, compelling figure. It's manifesting energy as well. The Queens, and here is why gender is meaningless in tarot. The Queens are gestating something. They are bringing something to fruition. The Court cards are very interesting because they contain the masculine and the feminine divine energies, which we all contain. In this particular instance, it's saying you're going to be asked to do something and it's coming a little bit out of left field for you. It's well within your wheelhouse and it's going to require you to have a little bit more faith in yourself. If you're prone to doing things by committee, like you don't have enough confidence in your own abilities, and that you're just being reminded of that you don't feel the need to check with somebody else on everything. Like you have more power than you think you do. Now, again, it's something that's coming out a little out of the blue with because that's a nice surprise. Now, we can have other cards for like, wow, that was shocking and surprising, but the Page of Cups in reverse is usually a pleasant surprise. Inner child healing, I think it's around your feeling of self-worth, because what I'm really getting around this is that like, your view of self has been honed and sharpened and brought into focus over the course of a healing journey. Something surprising will come up and you handle it with aplomb, which is like something that you have not been doing historically. You're starting to note that your emotional response system is very different than it used to be. And not in a way that alters your like basic characteristics. It just allows you, the things that used to detract from this fire and this drive, you're starting to get a better handle on. You're starting to have a little bit, I want to almost say control, but it's not that you were out of control. It's just that you didn't feel like you could rely on yourself. And that is really the energy that I've got here. All of the healing work that you've done in a set of circumstances that like challenges you just a little, but like challenge is too negative of a word for that. It's almost like you effortlessly like hit a home run in something that, please think back, like 5 years ago, you would have hidden underneath a table to get away from the idea of doing it. Like you really have evolved into a stronger and more confident version of yourself with that Queen of Wands energy. The Page of Cups in reverse can also be a flirtation. Kind of looks to me like you're attracting more attention than you used to. Again, as you're in this healed energy, like people perceive it. Seek the lesson. This is always the important thing to do. And in fact, this is a little bit of a repeating energy signature in this batch, which will happen because the energy for a collective, it doesn't just remain in one day. Is that if you start looking to the things that cross your path as to what this is trying to teach me to try and help me, things get so much easier almost immediately. Even if it's like little small frustrations that it's like, why does this keep breaking? Maybe it's trying to help you build up a better tolerance for frustration and a better perspective on your abilities within this world. Like, this is somebody who's moving very confidently through the world as they have healed more and more. Now, if you're not quite at this stage yet, know that that's telling you that that is part of the worth of a healing journey. Because we don't talk enough about this, and you'll hear me say it time and time again. Healing journeys are difficult. Healing sounds like everything will get better, and that sounds very soothing. But realistically, first you kind of have to poke at your wounds to be like, oh God, that does hurt. Like, you have to find out your areas of vulnerability in order to heal them. And exploring your areas of vulnerabilities can cause you to be like, that is still a very sore spot for me. But as you heal, it becomes less and less so, and you become more embracing of self and less judgmental of self as well. And this is saying to anybody who's just beginning a healing journey, is that is the worth of it. Is that you will find that the things that you be the version of yourself you like the most once you heal, all the time. It will take a very rare set of circumstances to turn you into somebody that you don't want to embrace with love and to celebrate, which our shadow side, if it's very deeply affected by trauma, can cause us to not have great self-esteem, because our emotional regulation issues can cause you to blow up or get too anxious or too fearful. Once you heal and once you're in control of that, you start admiring the qualities in yourself that have been there all along, but that you weren't able to see as easily as other people do. And like I said, it's a set of circumstances that you've started looking for the lessons in what is brought to you. And this looks like a good set of circumstances. And the thing that you're being asked to learn is that was the worth of the journey that you've been on. Because if you've been through a really hard time, sometimes you can wonder, it's like, well, what's even on the other side of this that's going to make this all worth it? The thing that is on the other side of a healing journey is finding a way to be the person in yourself that you admire 24/7, because you're no longer having pain response in your emotional systems and in your ability to love self. So you get more done and you like yourself more and you see yourself more accurately and with greater love. All right, so that was the Spirit Guide Daily for today. Take care. Be well.